At a time when the Commonwealth Games started in 1930 in Hamilton, Canada, it was looked upon as a parallel to the Olympic movement. Anyone who has studied the history of the CWG will tell you that it was deemed that there was a lot of American interference in the Olympic Games, and as a result, the British Empire needed its own games to retain its monopoly over the world order. As a result, the CWG was planned. If you see Baron Pierre Coubertin using Elwood Brown, the YMCA, a lot of discourse was going on around the Olympic Games. And at that point in time, there was a parallel universe where the CWG was an alternative power center. Hamilton, Canada was chosen as the first venue. Teams were invited and they were even offered passage to travel to Hamilton, Canada for the first edition of the Games. Fascinating interplay of power, of how to establish a different world order, consolidate the gains of empire, the importance of the games ethic, all were at play in the inaugural edition of the Commonwealth Games, which was a success in 1930 in Canada. So when India hosts the Games in 2030, it will mark the centenary of the Commonwealth Games. In recent times, India's Olympic and Paralympic sport has certainly seen a lift. Now you might say Paris was underwhelming, and you're true, but that is only for the Olympic Games. As far as the Paralympic Games are concerned, 29 medals was a breakthrough achievement in Paris. But when I take a look at Olympic sport, the Asian Games with 107 medals in the Asian Games and 111 medals in the Asian Para Games stand out. Is baar 100 par became a reality. Birmingham, 61 medals in the Commonwealth Games in 2022 was a big breakthrough for India. And not just that, the number of sports, some breakthrough medals like Avinash Sable in 2022, the number of medals in athletics and shooting at the 2023 Asian Games, some incredibly interesting medals like the bowling medal in Birmingham in 22, and we can see that Indian sport diversified itself. At the Paris 2024 Paralympics, India for the first time made the top 20. The number of gold medals went up to 7, with Navdeep Singh winning that final gold medal on the last day in Paris. Clearly, this sets up the Commonwealth Games of this year. And as we celebrate the 100 days to go, yes, it is a curtailed Games in Glasgow, but our focus principally will be on athletics, will be on boxing, and will be on weightlifting. 2022, each one of us remembers Mirabai Chanu was brilliant in the weightlifting competition, and under Vijay Sharma, India won a plethora of medals. Chanu, as Dinshaw Pardiwala said at the Trailblazers Conclave, is finally fully fit and is expected to lead the Indian charge this time in Glasgow. So the recent resurgence, all of us hope, will continue in Glasgow and thereafter also in Japan at the Asian Games. Birmingham 2022 will always have a very special place for Revsportz. The company was founded in December of 21. We started with a bang. Rohit Sharma's interview the day after he became captain had taken the national media by storm. We did a Sachin, a Saurav, Ashwin, a David Warner, Ajinkya Rahane after that incredible win. So we were on a roll. But then my personal ban happened, all of the lies were spread, incredible amount of abuse on social media. Clearly, it was a very hard time. Sponsors were leaving, people were questioning, trolling was happening, incessant abuse was the norm. We even missed out on the deadline to apply for accreditations for Birmingham. Yet, we showed the courage, the resilience and the audacity to go with a team of 6 for the first time in Indian media history. That 6-7 people turned up for a Commonwealth Games to provide on-ground coverage. That changed the game. Everywhere there is an event. So what if we did not have accreditation? I remember Next to the Hyatt Hotel was the ticket center, and I used to go and buy tickets in a bunch and give it to all my colleagues, and we would go and cover events. We would stand in queues, we would go and cover, walk for miles, work between 7 a.m. in the morning and midnight. It was incredible. It was incredible to see that kind of effort that was being put in. So the Birmingham Games, whether it is giving a pizza to Meera Chanu, whether it is giving a chocolate to Nikhat Zareen and celebrating, doing a PV Sindhu interview after her win, going to the lawn bowls and celebrating with the girls, celebrating badminton with a Laksha or a Satwik Chirag, going to the para and celebrating with a Bhavina Patel and the rest of the para athletes, athletics with an Avinash Sable. It was comprehensive coverage of the very best quality, and that gave Revsportz the kind of footing that we needed. I remember Kiran Rijiju, one of India's better sports ministers, tweeting that he had loved our coverage at that point. Yes, there was trolling, but the self-belief that Birmingham gave each one of us that we can make a difference is not something that we can underestimate. When you're at a multidiscipline games, the big challenge is which sport to cover and which to leave, or which is the pick for that particular day. Given that we had 6 or 7 people on ground, we were able to cover maximum sports simultaneously and parallel. So we had one person for the badminton, we had one person for the wrestling, we had one person for boxing, one person for hockey, and so on. We as a team went on to the weightlifting arena, we went to the training, we covered the backstories, we covered the way India went on to win medals, and also celebrated with the athletes, making our coverage different and stand out. I remember buying ice cream for Nikhat Zareen, remember buying pizza for Mirabai Chanu, and that's how there was a bridge between the athlete and the journalist, and that's what the viewers and the consumers loved absolutely about our coverage. And that's what we want to emulate. We want to be the eyes and the ears of all our viewers as we cover the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. When you're at a multidiscipline games, it is not just sport. Never was and never will be. Take a look at what we did in Birmingham. It was about food, it was about culture, it was about tourism, it was about architecture, it was about urbanization, it was about transport, it was about how a city was getting redeveloped, how a city was getting reimagined. It was about the politics of the Commonwealth Games and the vision behind it. All of these things came together in our coverage. That's how you explore a place. Was Birmingham transformed? Did housing prices go up? Was the taxpayers' money involved? What was the people's reaction to the games? How did the tramway evolve? How did the transport system get redeveloped? What was food like? It was fascinating to delve deep into what we call holistic and round-the-clock coverage. The Bull, for example, which is still there at the Birmingham New Street station, was itself an architectural marvel, and we remember doing multiple stories around the Birmingham Bull, and that's what we will do once again in Glasgow. It will be about tourism, it will be about the opening up of Scotland, it will be about multiple things which just doesn't include medals. The Scottish Highlands, the tour, the scenery, the sport, the culture, the food, everything will be integrated within the coverage, because that's what a multidiscipline games allows you to do. The CWG is massively important in this particular year, and there are many reasons to it. First things first, India will be the host of the next edition of the Commonwealth Games in Ahmedabad in 2030. It will be the centenary. So in many ways, this edition in Glasgow for India is way more important than any other games. India will take the mantle, take the flag, bring it home. Soon after the Commonwealth Games, at least for some sports, take athletics for example, take boxing for example, take weightlifting for example, the Asian Games is just going to be 1.5 months away. Can an athlete peak twice? Can an athlete scale the peak within 45 days? Is it going to be the CWG, or is it going to be the Asian Games, or is it going to be more? Take the case of Neeraj Chopra. Will Neeraj Chopra compete in Glasgow? Will he compete in the Diamond League? Will he compete in Japan? Will he compete in all or both? These are critical questions that will confront an athlete. And given the fact that India are hosts of the next edition in 2030, chances are that India would prioritize the Commonwealth Games to give the world a message that the significance of the Commonwealth Games has not diminished much. In fact, we know already that the 2030 edition will be a full-fledged one, unlike the curtailed games that we will see in Glasgow. So in every sense, doing well at the Commonwealth Games is extremely important from the Indian standpoint. You know, it is always very interesting to build up to a Games and also to look back. 100 days to go for the Commonwealth Games at this point. So clearly, there will be a build-up. Athletes will get ready. For 4 years, people wait for these few seconds to make their mark. In India, we move from one multidiscipline games to the other. That is when people become heroes, athletes become stars, and their script is immortalized. We had similar instances in 2022 in Birmingham, which we covered. For example, Ochinto Sheuli, that was his highest point. For example, Vinesh Fogart. For example, Nikhat Zareen. Each one of these athletes scripted history in Birmingham. PV Sindhu stood out. Laksha Sen stood out. Our hockey team, despite losing the final, had a good run. Our women's cricket team, despite losing the final to Australia, had put up a spirited show. All in all, it was a sensational games for India, topped by the bowling gold that our women won. Looking back at some of the best performances from the 2022 Commonwealth Games that we as a team had covered in Birmingham. Take a look.
You do very well. It's a huge challenge.
हाँ जी सर वो हो नहीं पाए कुछ भी
क्या नहीं हो पाया? गोल्ड मेडल जीता और फिर भी बोल रहे हैं नहीं कुछ होना पाया। मेडल दिखाओ, मेडल दिखाओ, सबको दिखाओ। तुम होल्ड करो, मैं नहीं होल्ड करूंगा।
हेलो हेलो
बोल दे भाई, कैसा है वो बता।
कैसे ठीक है? अभी मसल क्रैम्प ठीक है, मेरा हाथ थोड़ा सा अभी भी पेन है, मतलब ज्यादा नहीं है।
मैनेज कर पाएगा ना?
हाँ कर पाऊंगा।
वो बताओ वहाँ पे सेकंड लिफ्ट के पहले क्या चल रहा था?
नहीं वार्मिंग अप तो मैंने बिल्कुल किया नहीं है। अंदर में मेरा मसल क्रैम्प स्टार्ट हो गया था, चल नहीं पा रहा था। कुछ ने बस मसाज करते, मैं प्रे करते रहा, बहुत रोया मैं।
तू रो रहा था?
बहुत ज्यादा सा, मैं क्या करूँ समझ में नहीं आ रहा। और उसके बाद वही को साहब को बोला कि सीधा स्टेज में ले चलो, मुझे उठा के उधर कर दूंगा। तो वो जितना दिया था वो किया है, वो लास्ट में थोड़ा सा कर रहा है।
वो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट जब वो तुम अंदर लेटे हुए थे और वो तो थर्ड वन लिफ्ट कर रहा था ना, वो वाला समवन, मैं ऑल ऑफ अस हैड आवर हार्ट्स इन आवर माउथ्स कि अरे कर दिया तो क्या होगा। बट फैंटास्टिक,
थैंक यू।
India's superstar athlete. Nobody needs to introduce anymore. I mean, we've been celebrating Mirabai Chanu for a year now. Again, I mean, the pizza's not here. It'll come. It'll come. But trust me, another medal, whole country celebrates you. How does it feel? I mean, you know, continuing to perform for India every time.
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। इंडिया के लिए हमको कुछ करने का मौका मिला है, तो हमको इसको कैसे हाथ से छोड़ने देंगे। तो हम इंडिया के लिए कुछ भी करके हम मेडल ज़रूर लूँगी। तो मुझे बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। और ये टोक्यो की बात ही, ये मेरा पहला मतलब कंपटीशन होगी बड़ा, तो मैं उसमें भी मैं पूरा कोशिश करूँगी कि मेरा बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस देके मैं इंडिया के लिए गोल्ड मेडल जीतूँ।
यही सवाल था। टोक्यो के बाद देखिए आपका पहला कंपटीशन है। टोक्यो जब आप गए थे, आपको बहुत कुछ आंसर करना था। रियो के बाद आपको प्रूव करना था, बट यहाँ कुछ प्रूव करने का है नहीं। आपने ओलंपिक मेडल जीत चुके हो, आप स्टार हो। बट उसके आप पे अभी सबका प्रेशर है। कि आप मेडल जीतोगे? इट्स ऑलमोस्ट एन प्रेशर दिखता है, अपॉर्चुनिटी दिखता है?
वैसे हर कंपटीशन में प्रेशर तो होते हैं, क्योंकि हम हर कंपटीशन अब इजी नहीं लेती। इस बार कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स मेरे लिए इजी है, फिर भी मैं खुद के ऊपर मैं फाइट करती हूँ कि मुझे बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस देना है, ताकि हम आगे जाके और भी परफॉर्मेंस अच्छे से दे पाए। तो मैं प्रेशर तो हूँ थोड़ा सा कि मुझे जो ओलंपिक में किया था ऐसा ही मुझे भी सेम करने के लिए मैं कोशिश करूँगी कि मैं इंडिया के लिए मेडल ले सके और मेरा बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस भी देने के लिए। तो प्रेशर तो थोड़ा बहुत होते हैं, तो फिर भी मैं पूरा तैयारी में हूँ, मैं करूँगी मेहनत पूरा।
I have with me the great Indian pair, Satvik and Chirag, who's going to play doubles at the Commonwealth Games, also the part of the mixed team. Both of you, how is you played across everywhere, the Olympics and Asian Games, but how is the feeling like to back in the Commonwealth Games?
Definitely a special feeling to play games. It's not like other tournament. It's definitely a special feeling, and you will get a chance to meet all other athletes as well. So yeah, last time it was our first games in the Commonwealth Games 2018, and it's our second game. So looking forward to it, and yeah, we wanted to do well this time in the individuals, and definitely want to get a gold medal back home.
Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I think like what Satvik said, it's always special to play the games like the Commonwealth Games, the Olympics, and even the Asian Games. So because normally we just meet badminton players, but to have the whole Indian contingent stay with you and then interact with you, it's a whole lot different. And when you win a medal at any of the games, it's always India that wins a medal, and not just Satvik or Chirag. So yeah, it's always really special to be a part of the games.
वो मिल गया है, इसलिए सब अलाउ
क्या मैच खेला, पहला 2 राउंड देखकर ना मैंने दिल भर जाता है एक एक मैच में। ये वैसा मैच था। प्लीज बोलो। खा लीजिए, भरपूर खा लीजिए, मैं होल्ड करता हूँ। I'll hold this. I'll hold. आपका ये।
Yes, it was a very good bout. I'm really happy to win gold medal for my country. And yeah, जो आयरलैंड की जो बॉक्सर थी वो बहुत एक्सपीरियंस बॉक्सर थी। वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में भी उन्होंने 52 कैटेगरी में खेला था, क्वार्टर फाइनल में वो लूज कर गई, एंड शी केम अगेन इन 50 कैटेगरी। तो मुझे पता था, अभी रिसेंटली हमने आयरलैंड में 2 वीक की ट्रेनिंग की थी वहाँ पे, तो मैंने उनके साथ की थी, तो मुझे आइडिया था कैसे खेलना है। शी इज अ फाइटर, शी कीप कमिंग फॉरवर्ड। तो हमारा यही स्ट्रेटजी था कि बोथ द साइड मूव होकर खेलना है, सो दैट इट कंफ्यूज हर और वो रोप में जाके गिरे। और वी हैव सक्सेसफुली अप्लाइड दैट, एंड उस चीज़ में मैं कामयाब हुई, और फाइनली आई वॉन दिस बाउट, एंड आई एम रियली हैप्पी।
एक और बाइट ले लीजिए। सी दिस, नो दिस
हाँ,
द tricolor nail art from Nikhat Zareen.
प्लस yellow gold in the middle.
Wow,
This is the main focus.
This is the one.
Yes.
Nice, yeah.
थैंक
ये आपने खुद कर लिया?
नहीं, इतनी टैलेंटेड नहीं हूँ मैं।
I got Ochinto Shevli with me. सब जानते हैं, one of our better medal prospects. Someone who we have built up, and I will be very surprised if he doesn't win a good medal. Let me speak to him. आपके बारे में बहुत कुछ सुना है, आपका ट्रेनिंग देख रहा था, प्रेपरेशन देख रहा था, प्लस ही इज़ अ बेंगली। আমি বাংলাতেও কথা বলতে পারি ওর সাথে, आई विल। सो बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रेपरेशन आपका प्रेपरेशन बहुत ही अच्छा है, सो उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए।
हाँ सर, अभी हम लोग ट्रेनिंग सिलारू से करके आया है, तो उधर में भी बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत किया है, और पिछले मैंने 1-2 साल से बहुत मेहनत कर रहा हूँ परफॉर्मेंस को और पीक में लाने के लिए। अभी सर इधर आके हमें परफॉर्मेंस और अच्छा हो गया सर, परफॉर्मेंस और पीक अच्छे से आ रहा है, परफॉर्मेंस और भी फ्यूचर में और भी अच्छा आएगा।
So when you are going into the Commonwealth Games, आप Commonwealth Games में जा रहे हो, इवेंट आ रहा है, कितना उम्मीद रख सकते हैं? आपके कोच मेरे को कह रहे थे कि ओचिंतो से आप गोल्ड मेडल की उम्मीद कर सकते हो। मैं प्रेशर नहीं डालना चाहता, बट उम्मीद क्या वही है?
हाँ सर, उम्मीद तो वही है, लेकिन मैं अपना बेस्ट देना चाहता हूँ, खुद का जो पर्सनल बेस्ट है और जो मेरा खुद का ही रिकॉर्ड है नेशनल, उसको ब्रेक करके न्यू कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स का रिकॉर्ड बनाना चाहता हूँ।
वेरी गुड यार, वेरी गुड।
Another final. Anyway,
Well, it's not over yet, as I said always. But I think playing tomorrow against Lee Michel, I need to give my best and play my 100%.
Mio, 17 all, 0-1 down, backhand cross-court block, Lee Michel.
Yeah. Well, that tomorrow I think that would not be the case, but it's going to be a different scenario altogether. But I think from the first point, it's very important to just keep my tempo high and just be focused and play my 100%.
You know, I tweeted also, on a serious note, even if you are not at your best or 100%, to be able to pull out a match is hallmark of greatness. You've done that here. Quarterfinal, I mean, it got tense. You were able to pull it off. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, I think, I mean, a lot of people told me that, it's okay, it might not be your day, but, in those bad days, getting a win is important, and it's a good thing because, not everybody can win on their bad days. So I would take it as a very positive note, and I think that is very important. At the end of the day, a win is a win. And, yesterday, yes, it was a hard-fought match. It was really long. It was 77 minutes, and there were really, really long rallies, and she did not leave any shuttle. So I think it was good that I pulled off that match even though I was down after losing the first set. So it was very important for me.
Let me take quick reactions. आप लोग training outstanding, love this. So you start as leader. हाँ, so क्या बोलिए.
हम जीतेगी इंडिया टीम, वेटलिफ्टिंग टीम जीतेगी हम. जय हिंद. जय हिंद. जय भारत.
जय भारत, जय हिंद.
जय हिंद.
सो आप लोगों ने साइन भी किया वहाँ पे बोर्ड में, और जब साइन कर रहे थे मेडल के बारे में भी सोच रहे थे हम लोग सब. सो थोड़ा सा ट्रेनिंग के बारे में बताइए, आप शुरू करें.
बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है ट्रेनिंग इधर. कोचेस भी बहुत सपोर्ट करता है, मतलब ट्रेनिंग के लिए सारे अच्छे से परफॉर्म दे रहे हैं मेडल की जीतने के लिए. बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है.
ट्रेनिंग अच्छा चल रहा है सर. मतलब अपनी तरफ से तैयारी है पूरी कि हम मेडल लेके आएंगे. मतलब एक्साइटेड भी बहुत है, फर्स्ट टाइम है.
दिस आई लव दैट. आई एक्साइटेड भी बहुत है, फर्स्ट टाइम है.
ट्रेनिंग तो बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है. अभी इस बार देश के लिए मेडल लाना है.
ट्रेनिंग अच्छी चल रही है, पर अभी अच्छे से मेडल लेके आए बस देश के लिए.
अभी ट्रेनिंग अच्छा चल रही है, मेडल के लिए तैयारी हो गई. हम पूरा इंडियन वेटलिफ्टिंग टीम तैयार है.
तैयार है. सुपर हैवी वेट में टफ फाइट है. We know that, for the second and third position, she'll have to fight Australia. Tough one for 55. Bindya will also have it tough. Meera, obviously, all of us know, goes in as favorites. India! And we are here to tell you everything. Hi.
Go India, go! Win lots of medals. We are here to cheer. Win, win, win.
Three, two, one, go!
Breaking news from Birmingham.